Hari Om. Welcome to Marco Yoga. And this is my offering. So thank you for being here, for continuing with the practices, continuing with this connection. I miss you all physically, but I know that we are interconnected. Our frequencies are connecting. So we are thinking about each other. So that way we can use that sense of coherence so that we can maintain the practice and we can maintain this cohesion between all of us so that we can make a better world. We have Sisa here today. She's going to help us. And we're going to do a practice today related to the water elements. So we're going to start to understand those properties of the water, which is polarities, cohesion, adhesion. Thank you for being here. Thank you for maintaining the practice. We are making the new world. So let's come to stand up in front of your mats with the base of the big toes together, your heels slightly apart. And then making sure that the back of your head is aligning with your heels, that the back of your head is aligning as well with your sacrum. So relax the soles of your feet, now broaden your chest. Good. Keep your ears aligning with your shoulders, aligning with your hips, aligning with your ankles, chin level. And now close your eyes. You close your eyes and we begin the practice of involution. We start to move in, so we're going to start to move from being unconscious towards consciousness. But ultimately what we want to do is to go to the subconscious, to the autonomic. That's what we want to do. We want to go to our DNA. And we want to change. So we're going to use the water. We're going to use liquidity. We're going to go to that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. That second chakra is symbolized by a lotus flower with 6 petals and the color orange. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Now start to pay attention to your breathing, because breath gives rise to action. It's pranayama to asana. And the action will give rise to consequence, which is the asana will take us to the yamas and the niyamas. That consequence will give rise to contemplation. So the yama, niyama will take us to pratyahara and dharana. Contemplation will give rise to this realization. So we will go from pratyahara and dharana to dhyana. And that realization will give rise to that stillness that we're looking for that ease. So dhyana will take us to samadhi. So ujjayi breath. Good. Long, steady, deep inhales and exhales. Narrowing the back of the throat so that we can calibrate the inflow and the outflow of prana. And now bow your head towards your heart. And create a clear intention with an elevated emotion. So start to identify what the elevated emotions are. And you want to bring that elevated emotion into your intention. Whenever you're ready, lift up your chin, open your eyes, release your hands, or release the breath, and linking breathing and movement. With an inhale, let's do Utkatasana. So you bend the knees, lift your arms at the same time. And with an exhale, you fall forward and you straighten your legs, Uttanasana. Relax your face and relax the soles of your feet. With an inhale, halfway up. And with an exhale, bend your knees, hands on the ground, right foot back. Right knee down, point with the right toes. And with an inhale, lift up to low lunge, high up. And with an exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Roll your right toes under, lift up the right knee. Bring the left foot back to plank. Good. And now knees, chin, chest, forward and up to Bhujangasana. And then rolling your toes, we go back to downward dog. And then we start to understand then what's happening right now. How can we become fluid? How can we start to pay attention to that sacred chakra, sacral and sacred. Why do they call it the sacrum? Because it's a sacred bone. The key issues in that chakra involves passion, pleasure, and enjoyment. So start to identify that, and remember, be clear about your intention and be clear about how to bring elevated emotions. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, bring the right foot forward, all the way between your hands. Bring the left knee to the ground, point with the left toes, and with an inhale, swing your arms and lift them up to the moon. And with an exhale, hands to the ground, roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee, step forward with the left. And with an exhale, dissolve and relax and go down to earth. Now bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana. Yes. And stand up, Samastiti. We're looking for the Lord of the stars. Inhale, Utkatasana, sign in the night maker. And with an exhale, Uttanasana, lift up the kneecaps, fire up the quads. Inhale, halfway up, let the breath lift you. And with an exhale, bring the left foot back. And then left knee down, place it. Press the right foot, the left shin. Inhale, lift up. Anjali Jasana. And with an exhale, hands to the ground. Roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Bring the right foot back to plank. And then knees on the ground, chin, chest, forward and up. Point to the toes, lifting up. Bhujangasana, and roll your toes and lift up to Dhanurja Dog. So we're starting to sense then that movement, that liquidity. We're looking for then cohesion, the properties of water. The properties of water are polarities, so we want to understand polarities. In other words, as you move in one direction, you want to also feel another movement in the opposite direction. So you want to understand polarities, because that's one of the properties of water. Cohesion and adhesion are also properties of water. So we want to bring coherence. Remember, we spoke in the past about that articular coherence. So the joints need to be really clear. That alignment needs to be perfectly. You cannot be messing around. You have to move from being unconscious to conscious so that we can move to the subconscious. That's what the autonomic part is. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward with the left, all the way in between the hand. Bring the right knee to the ground, point with the right toes. Press in the ground with an inhale, lift up. Feel that crescent moon. And with an exhale, hands to the ground, roll your right toes under, lift up the right knee, step forward with the right, flatten your back. And with an exhale, squeeze the area below the navel, Svadhisthana. Then bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, saluting, yes, that Lord of the stars, and stand up, Samastiti. And we do it again. Inhale, Utkatasana, saluting the Lord of the stars. And exhale, Uttanasana, grounding ourselves. Inhale, halfway up. With an exhale, bring the right foot back in line with the right hand. Bring cohesion. Right knee down, point with the toes. Inhale, lift your arms over your head, high up. And with an exhale, hands to the ground. Roll your right toes under, lift up the right knee. Bring the left foot back to plank. Knees to the ground, and then chin, chest, forward and up, straighten your arms, move the shoulders aligning with the wrist, and roll your toes and lift up to Dhanurja Dog. So then we feel again that movement. How can we bring cohesion? How can we bring then that polarity, adhesion? So we're moving through water. We're looking for that lunar sadhana. We're trying to identify the vital fluids. We're looking, yes, there is a bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, nasal mucus, urine, semen. All those reproductive fluids, those are part of that water element, and they all have those properties. They have a bunch of properties, but we're going to concentrate primarily into that cohesion and polarities. So when there is a movement in one direction, there is a movement in the opposite side. Why do we want to pay attention so much to the water element? Not only because the moon is right now right there. I saw it last night. Full, beautiful, powerful water element. But water has the memory of the divine, according to the yogi. So why not to go and explore? At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward with the right foot, all the way in between the hands. Bring the left knee to the ground, point with the left toe, pressing the left shin on the right foot. Inhale, lift up. Feel that back bend. And with an exhale, hand to the ground and plant your hands on earth. Roll your toes, lift up the knees. Step forward with the left, flatten your back. And with an exhale, squeeze the lower abdominal area so you can eliminate. Bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, opening up, looking for the Lord of the Stars, and stand up, Samastitihi. And we do it again with devotion. Inhale, Utkatasana to the Night Maker. And exhale, Uttanasana, grounding yourself. You stay grounded. Inhale, halfway up. With your exhale, bring the left foot back, in line with the left hand. Bring the left knee to the ground, point your toes. Inhale, lift up. Lifting up to Anjali Yasana. And exhale, hands to the ground, planting them. Roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Bring the right foot back to plank. Bring your knees to the ground. Chin, chest, forward and up. Open your heart, feel the opening up of the groins, roll your toes, and lift up to downward dog. So we pay attention to the inhales, we pay attention to the exhales, we pay attention in how to move from the unconscious state to a conscious state. But ultimately what we want to do is go even deeper to the subconscious state. Because the subconscious state, that's where the autonomic system is. That's the one that is helping us. Now, we have been right now on those survival emotions. Pain, loss, victimization, shame, guilt. Yes, we are right now in really strange territory. But we can elevate those emotions. We can go to wholeness, to bliss, to freedom, to joy, to love. You can make that happen. Yes, the outside can stimulate you, but ultimately you can go to the autonomic and then you can tell the autonomic, let's make that happen. So how do we do it? Sensing as if we're moving through water, so that with that sense of cohesion, we can attract, we can feel that attraction, then adhesion, and then we feel the polarities, we feel the entire body working together. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward with the left, all the way in between your hands, right knee to the ground, point with your toes. Inhale, lift up to high up. And exhale, planting your hands to the ground, rolling your right toes under, lifting up the right knee. Step forward with an inhale, flatten your back. And with an exhale, squeeze the lower abdominal area and relax, forehead to the shins. Bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, saluting the moon, the night maker, and stand up, Samastitihi. Good, let's do one more. Inhale, Utkatasana, working with the fluidity in the body, and exhale, Uttanasana, as if you're moving through water. Inhale, halfway up, fill up the lungs with prana. Right foot back, in line with the right hand, right knee to the ground, point with your toes. Inhale, lift up, feel that back bend, beauty, and exhale, hands to the ground, plant them, roll your right toes under, lift out the right knee. With an inhale, bring the left foot back, then knee, chin, chest, forward and up, fluidity as if you are underwater, roll your toes, and lift up to downward dog. So we are then trying to understand how to bring cohesion, articular cohesion, the right knee, right hip, right ankle, right shoulder, right elbow. You need to bring that sense of cohesion because we're working with water. So we're working with that coolness of water, that stability of water, the heaviness of water, moist. Water can be also dull. Water can be flowing, can be gross, can be flexible, smooth and soft. So we're trying to identify how to balance your sacral chakra by using water, since the water element is primarily in that area between the pubic bone, your navel, and the frontal hip bone. So you want to understand that. The body parts that you feel that are ovaries, testicle, kidneys, uterus, and your lymphatic system. So that's what we're doing, a little bit of a back bend, lifting up your arms over your head. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward with the right all the way between your hands. Left knee to the ground, point with the left toes, pressing the left shin and the right foot. Inhale, lift up, that's the back bend. Open the armpits, the lymphatic system. And exhale, hand to the ground and plant your hands on earth. Roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Bring the left foot forward to meet the right, flatten your back. Fill up the lungs with prana and exhale down and deflate, eliminate. Bend the knees, lift up to saluting the night maker and stand up, Samastitihi. Let's do the opposite side. Again, inhale, Utkatasana, saying hello to the Lord of the stars. And exhale, Uttanasana, deflated and bowing to the Lord of the stars. Inhale, halfway out, filling up the lungs, left foot back. In line with the left hand, left knee down, point with the toes, find cohesion. Inhale, lift up, polarities, pressing down to lift up, and exhale, hands to the ground. Roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Bring the right foot back to plank. Feel the plank first, then knees to the ground. Chin, chest, forward and up. Point with the toes, open the toes. Find coherence in your toes. Roll your toes and lift up to downward dog. So we feel then the downward dog. We feel the inhales and the exhales. So we're becoming conscious. We're trying to identify then where to place your attention, because where you place your attention is where you're going to place your energy. So we want to make sure that we are paying attention. We're bringing right now the energy, that sense of energy, how to create polarities so that you can attract what you want. So we created an intention with an elevated emotion. So as you start to bring that elevated emotion within you, you're going to start to connect to the electromagnetic field. When you connect to the electromagnetic field, you're going to start to attract what you want. So then there is a way to communicate with that in that world of the electromagnetic field. So we want to understand how to maintain your intention totally clear, but with an elevated emotion, appreciation, gratitude. Yes, every morning gratitude that you are alive, gratitude that you're going to have a new opportunity to have the best day ever, the best life ever. You can make it happen now, only if you connect to that electromagnetic field. Yes, radio waves, all those are there. All we need to do is to connect to it. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward with the left, all the way between your hands. Bring the right knee to the ground, point with your toes. Pressing the ground, inhale, lift up. You press the ground to lift up. That's the polarity. And exhale, hands to the ground. Roll your right toes under, lift up the right knee. Use the inhale to step forward with the right, flatten your back. Fill up the lungs with prana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Now bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, and stand up, Samastitihi. Now keep your hands alongside your body, close your eyes, and now feel how it feels. And stay alert about your intention, and stay alert about that electromagnetic field. So now I want you to lift up with your temples upward, and now point with the sitting bones down towards your heels. Maintain that awareness. Stay clear about it. And now slowly open your eyes. Bend the knees and step back with the right foot. A big step, that's right. Then pivot the right foot. Pivot the left foot. Bring both feet parallel to each other. Look at your feet, make sure that there is coherence on your feet. And now open up your arms to the sides. Now bring coherence between your head, your torso, and your pelvis so that there is clear coherence where you see that property of water. Now slowly, we're going to lift up the ball of the left foot off the ground. We're going to rotate slightly in the left foot. Then you're going to pivot on the right heel, lifting up the ball of the right foot. Open it up. Stay alert. Find the coherence. And now using your exhale, you're going to flex at the right hip joint. You're going to move the right hand to the south and the left hand to the north. You stay there. Now you pay attention right now to that sacral area. So in a way, it's as if the water is spilling to the right side. So we're trying to identify how to work with that water, how to sense that water, how to be clear about the water. Now pay attention to the breathing because the lungs will make that life force that comes in a gas form is going to transform it into water. And then the water is going to get to the lung, to the heart, and the heart is going to pump it. So that's why we need to maintain that clarity about the elevated emotions. With an inhale, pressing the left foot, lift up, all the way up. Pivot the right foot in. Good. Now pivot on the left heel out. Take a deep inhale, filling up the lungs with prana, and with an exhale, we go and releasing the apana. So you're going to release the apana from that area between the pubic bone, your navel, frontal hip bones. That's where the water. So now the water is spilling in a way on that left side. So we want to work on that sacral area. We want to understand how to work with that area. How to bring coherence, adhesion, and also how to bring polarity because we're working with the water element since water has the memory of the divine. So keep going at that area, at that sacral chakra, because we're trying to use the moon to affect our water so we can go back to the divine. And remember, we're looking for that divine nectar of immortality. Sense it. Sense the ground, sense the inhale, sense the exhale. Now pressing the right leg down, inhale, lift up, pivot the left foot in, steady, heels, toes towards each other, and release your hands. So then you sense what we just did with that pose. Sense it, be clear and bring the back of your head aligning with your heels, sensing that cohesion, being coherent, understanding how to be totally conscious so that we can go to the subconscious. Now slowly open your eyes and you're going to do heels, toes, open. That's right, a little bit wider than your hips, not so wide to the outer edges of your mat. Good. And now let's move your feet 45-degree angle out. Good. Now move your hands to your hips. And now gently bend the knees as if you're sitting down on a chair. That's right. And now make sure that there is coherence between the knees and your feet. Now stay alert. Pay attention. Now bring your palms together in front of your heart. And sense that action. We're trying to bring a right angle between your feet and your shins, between your shins and your thighs. But now I want you to lift up the pubic bone up towards the navel, the tailbone down. Sense that action. Feel how it feels. And now with an inhale, lift your arms over your head. Feel that alignment. Be totally clear. Sense that goddess. Feel as if you are a goddess. Sense the inhale, sense the exhale, gather information about the inhale, gather information about the exhale. Pay attention to that area above the pubic bone and below the navel. And the principle of that chakra is expression of desire, enthusiasm, and creative imagination. And gently lift up and release your hands to your hips. Good. But now, let's do something else. Let's play with the water. So bend the knees again. And this time, I want you to move your hands to your knees. Good. Maintain that action. Now, again, pay attention to that area. Pubic bone, navel, in front side of the sacrum. And now, slowly, without losing your stability, I want you to move the pelvis now to the right. Then the pelvis to the left. As if you have played with water, to the right with the pelvis, then to the left with the pelvis, swirling the water to the right with the pelvis, to the left with the pelvis, one more, right, left, and now center, stay center. Now with the pelvis, forward and back and forward and back, and forward, and back, two more, forward, and back, one more, forward, and back, center, and stand up. Good, heels, toes towards each other. Good, and now feel how to be balanced, that's right, so you're sensing right now, like Cisa is sensing right now, different emotions in the body. We want to understand that. Now, let's work a little bit of understanding how to balance with stability. So maintain the stability in the ground, lift up the right knee off the ground. With the right hand, bring the right heel to the inner left groin. And now bring your palms together in front of your heart. Now, notice if the right hip joint is higher than the left hip joint or if the left hip joint is higher than the right hip joint. But now, what we want to do is, that's right, is what Cisa just did. We're going to do that principle that we were doing before. We're going to lift up the pubic bone up towards your navel, and with the tip of the tailbone, you're going to point forward. So that way, you're going to be doing a posterior tilt of the pelvis. And at the same time, point with the right knee to the right side. Good. Now with an inhale, lift your arms over your head. Good. And separate the branches. Yeah. Now, identify your intention. Clear intention, but with an elevated emotions. Can you bring your elevated emotions? Emotions of bliss, emotions of joy, of freedom, of wholeness, of gratitude. Yes, appreciation. Palms together, cross your face to your heart. Move now that right knee forward. Lift it up and release the right foot. Good, relax your hands and identify what we're doing, because remember, the breath is giving rise to the action and the action is giving rise to consequence. So every action that we're doing right now has a consequence. Be vertical, back of your head aligning with your tailbone, with your heels. Shift the weight to the stable right foot and bring with mobility the left knee. With your left hand, grab the left heel, move the left heel to the inner right groin, press the ground and lift your hands. Polarity. So we're doing the rebound effect. We feel the ground, you stay alert, and there maintaining clear your intention totally clear, but with an elevated emotion. Wholeness, love, joy, appreciation, gratitude. We're here. If you bring those elevated emotions, you're going to go to the electromagnetic field and you're going to attract that, like a radio, AM, FM. All these vibrations, all these frequencies. Now again, pubic bone up, tailbone down and forward, so that we can feel the water in the pelvis area. Frontal hip bones, pubic bone, and navel, that area, that's where the water element is. Point with the left knee to the left side and lift up your hands over your head. Good. Now stay there, and I want you to identify again your Svadhisthana chakra. That's right. So the signs of imbalance of that chakra are tension, inner conflict, instability, sexual problems. Yes, sometimes we do have them. When these are off, then sexuality goes off. And we want to understand how to arrange that, how to come back to the best. So feel the vital fluids, feel that lunar, feel that Lord of the stars. And bring your palms together, cross your face to your heart. Now move that left knee forward, lift it up, and release it. Good. Come to the front of your mat. Good. And let's do one more round of that moon salutation. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, and right foot back. Right knee to the ground, point with the toes, and inhale, lift up to, that's right, feel that Anjali Yasana, and exhale, hands to the ground, plank them, roll your right toes under, lift up the right knee, bring the left foot back to plank. But now let's go to downward dog. Good, and feel your downward dog, heels down, sitting bones up, and now I want you to pay attention to the water in your mouth. I want you to pay attention to the water on the back of your neck. I want you to pay attention to the water in your brain. Can you pay attention now to the water in your pelvis area? Can you pay attention to the water in between your thighs? Inhale, come to plank. Good. Knees to the ground. Chin, chest, forward and up, point with your toes. Open the groin so we can work with the water. Roll your toes and lift up to downward dog. Cohesion, polarity, adhesion. So we're moving through water. Water has the memory of the divine. So we want to understand how to connect to that subconscious, because that's where the divine is. It's not on the conscious. It's not on the beta. It's on the alpha. So can you feel, can you move from that beta energy to the alpha energy? So feel how it feels. Stay alert. Make sure that you're bringing more energy and less matter. More weight and less particles. At the end of the exhale, bring that right foot forward, all the way in between the hand, left knee to the ground, point with the left toes. Inhale, lift up, opening up the left groin, open your heart, open up the armpits. You do a back bend, and exhale, hands to the ground. Plant them, roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee. Bring the left foot to meet the right, flatten your back, look forward, and with an exhale, deflate, squeeze the lower abdominal area. Bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, to the Lord of the stars, and Samastitihi. One more on the other side. Inhale, Utkatasana, to the night maker. Look at the moon, it's going to affect you. And exhale, Uttanasana, and you don't want to be lunatic. Inhale, halfway up, fill up the lungs, and left foot back. Left knee to the ground, point with the left toes, pressing the left shin and the right foot. Inhale, lift up. Feel the back bend, feel how it feels, the fluidity in the body, and exhale, hands to the ground. Now roll your left toes under, lift up the left knee, bring the right foot back, and let's go to downward dog. Downward dog. So we're gonna feel the downward dog, and we're gonna pause so that you understand the liquidity of your system, the properties of water, the property of cohesion, the property of polarity. So if you move your legs to the back and your arms to the front, that's using polarities. If you move the right foot towards the left foot and the left foot towards the right foot, that could be adhesion. So you want to understand how to move through water, how to find that divine nectar of immortality in water. So you want to understand it clearly, and you want to go from being from beta to alpha. That's what we're looking for. Can you move from conscious state to the subconscious state? Because remember, breath gives rise to action. Action gives rise to consequence. Consequence to contemplation. Contemplation to realization. And realization to stillness. Samadhi. That's what we're looking for. Inhale, come to plank. Knees to the ground. Chin, chest, forward and up. In fluidity. Roll your toes and lift up to downward dog. Now bring the left foot forward all the way between the hand. Right knee to the ground. Point with the right toes. Inhale, lift up. Feel the back bend. Feel the right groin. Feel the water there. And exhale, hands to the ground. Plant them. Roll your right toes under. Lift up the right knee. Bring the right foot forward to meet the left. Flatten your back. And with an exhale, deflate. Squeeze. That's right. Elimination. Bend the knees. Sit down. Utkatasana. And stand up. Samastitihi. Now stay there. Keep your arms alongside your body. Close your eyes and identify how it feels right now, because now we're going to continue working in opening up the body. Now slowly, the same principle. Open your eyes, bend the knees, and step back with the right foot. 3.5, 4 feet apart. Then pivot and right foot, left foot. Stay alert. Gather information about the now. Now let's do the left first. So pivot on the left heel, move the left foot out, move the left foot back a little more. Okay. And then opening up your arms, let's go to Uttita Trikonasana again. So left hand to the left ankle. But this time, move the right hand to the right hip joint. Now bend the left knee and bring the left foot in the ground. Or if you have a block, you bring that left foot on the block, on the outside of the left foot. Now you create stability, you create clarity between that left foot and the left shin. Now move the right foot about a foot and a half forward. Now if you have a block, you move the block about a foot and a half forward. Or you move your left hand and you scoop your hands. Now that you're there, shift the weight to the left foot, to the left hand, and stand up on the left leg. Good. Now lift up the right leg. And now lift up the right arm up. Stay there. So now, bring cohesion into the practice. Sense it. Be clear about it. Feel the inhales. Feel the exhales. Open the heart. And sense Ardha Chandrasana. Activate the left buttocks. Beauty. And lift up the right hip joint. Stay alert. Sense the ground. Stay clear. Feel the polarities. As you press down, you lift up. As you move forward, you go back. That's the polarity of water. Sense the inhale, sense the exhales, and pay attention how the lungs are transforming that gas form of prana into water, liquid form, so that it can get to your body. And now slowly flex the left knee, reach the right foot back, and gently lift up to Uttita Trikonasana again. You feel your Uttita Trikonasana again. You gather information about the Uttita Trikonasana again. And then pressing the right foot, inhale, lift up, pivot the left foot in. Good. And now, let's do the opposite side. Yes, move a little bit to the side. Then slowly, lifting up the ball of that right foot, you pivot the left foot out. The right foot slightly in. Inhale, lifting up the chest. Exhale, right hand to the ground. On the outside of the right foot, left hand opposite. So we go to Uttita Trikonasana first. Then slowly, we flex the right knee. You place the hand in the ground on the block. You move that left hand to the left hip joint. Then step forward first with that left foot, about a foot and a half. Good. You create stability. Then move the block about a foot and a half. Then shift the weight to the right foot, to the right hand. And then lifting up, standing up on that right leg. Now lift up the left arm up, the left leg up, the left arm up, and then you sense the now. You pay attention to the Ardha Chandrasana. Yes, half moon. Moon, the Lord of the stars, the night maker. So can you pay attention to the crown of the head? And can you pay attention to the toes on that left foot? Polarity. So we're looking for the properties of water. Cohesion, adhesion, and polarity. So we're looking for the vital fluids. The water element, yes, in the body is in a form of bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, nasal mucus, urine, semen. All those are in the water, and they all have the memory of the divine. I know, it's fascinating. So can you activate and bring fire into the right buttocks? There we go. To lift up the left hip joint. And sense the inhale. And sense the exhale. And sense how we are opening up the body. Expanding, extending, creating the polarity. Creating the adhesion. Creating the coherence. And now gently flex that right knee. Reach with the left foot back in the ground. Then straighten up that right leg. You come to Utthita Trikonasana, and then pressing the left foot down, inhale, lift up, pivot the right foot in, heels toes towards each other, and release your hands. And then feel how it feels. Stay alert, because now we're going to continue working with your water element. Sense it, be clear, relax your tongue, feel the water element in your mouth, from breath to action, from action to consequence, from consequence to contemplation, contemplation to realization. Make it real. And from realization to stillness. Now slowly open your eyes. Heels, toes to the outer edges of your mat. That's right, outer edges of your mat. Good, that's right. And then again, move your hands to your hips, bend the knees, 45-degree angle on your feet, and let's go to the goddess again. Yes, because that Chandra, that moon, is pretty much a female action. Can you feel that action? Stay alert. Stay alert, and now we're gonna do a little bit of, again, stirring the water. We're gonna move the pelvis now to the right, to the front, to the left, and to the back. Right, front, left, and back. Right, front, left, back. Two more. Right, front, left, back. One more. Right, front, left, back, and come to the center. Good. Now stay center, and now lift up your arms over your head. Good. And feel, that's right, feel that action, but now I want you to lock the heels off the ground. Good. And now listen to the breath. Listen to the breath. Listen to the inhales, listen to the exhales. Go to the water element in your mouth. Go to the water element in your pelvis. Go to the water element on the back of your neck. Go to the water element in your inner thighs. And release the heels. Straighten your arms, straighten the legs, release your arms down. Good. Heels, toes towards each other. And then feel how it feels. And stay alert. Stay alert, because where you place your energy, your attention is where you place your energy. So you want to make sure that you are connected to the now, because you're becoming from unconscious to conscious, from conscious to subconscious. So sense it. Let's do the opposite side. Heels, toes to the outer edges of your mat. 45-degree angle. Now bend the knees. Good. Trying to bring your sitting bones aligning with your knees. This time move your hands to the knees. Good. And now pelvis to the left, to the front, to the right, to the back. Left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back. Two more. left, front, right, back. One more. Left, front, right, back, center. Now lift your arms over your head. Good. That's right. Feel that action. Stay alert. I want you now to bring your palms together so you salute the divinity. And now lift up the heels. Good. Stay there. Press your hands against each other. To the night maker, sensei. Feel the breath. Straighten your elbows. Listen to the inhales. Listen to the exhales. To the Lord of the stars, the night maker. 3 more rounds of breath. Feel the water in your mouth, the water in your pelvis. Sensei. 1 more. And lift up. Release your hands. Good. And heels, toes towards each other. Come to the front of your mat. Good. And sense what it is. Nice try. Be clear about it. Chin level. Yeah. Working to find cohesion in life. Looking to find, understand polarities. Looking to understand adhesion. Properties of water, since water has the memory of the divine. Open your eyes. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, Uttanasana. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up. Right foot back. Left foot back. Good, downward dog. Feel it, stay alert. Sensing the right, sensing the left. So we open up the pelvis. Let's close them up a little bit, right? So bring the right foot behind the left wrist in the ground. Right foot behind the left wrist, yeah, in the ground. Right foot there. And now bring the left foot behind the right wrist. Good, that's right. Now straighten both knees. Good, sense it. So we're closing a little bit the inner thighs. Good. Now slowly bend the knees. Good. Move your hands to your hips. Lift out the torso. Good. That's right. Bring the right big toe on the outside of the left ankle joint. Or you can hook. Yeah. Steady. Yeah. Sense it. Now move your arms forward in front of your shoulders. Bring the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Press your palms. And with an exhale, flex forward and bring your elbows in front of your knee joints. Now feel the cohesion. Feel the polarities. Feel the adhesion. Can you identify the water in your mouth? Can you identify the water in your pelvis area? Can you identify the water in your inner thighs? Can you identify it right now? Yes, your moon, your Mercury. That's right. Can you feel right now how to the signs of balancing that chakra, signs of harmony? And gently lift up and unwind. Good. Inhale, lift up your arms up. Exhale, forward and down, Uttanasana. Bring the left foot back, right foot back, and let's go to downward dog. So you feel your downward dog, you're staying alert. You are making things happen. You are attracting what you want. You're going to that electromagnetic field to attract what you want in life or to reject. Yes, repulsion. Now, bring the left foot behind your right wrist. Bring the right foot behind your left wrist. So one knee is in front of the other. Good. And then slowly you shift the weight a little bit more to that right foot. Bend the knees. Good. Move your hands to your hips. And lift up the torso. Good. You can keep that left big toe on the outside of the right ankle, or you can hook that foot behind your calf. You maintain the adhesion and the polarities. Arms forward in front of the shoulders. Good. And bring the left elbow underneath the right elbow. Good. Press your palms. And now bring your elbows in front of your knee joint. So stay alert. Gather information about the inhales. Gather information about the exhales. And flex forward. And then remember, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So can you feel right now where your attention is going? Feel right now how it feels. Remember, we're moving from beta to alpha. We want to feel from beta energy, vibration, your brain, into alpha frequency, so that we understand clearly how to attract what we want in life. Clear intention with an elevated emotion. Can you feel the water in your mouth right now? Can you feel the water in your pelvis right now? Can you feel the water in your inner thighs, on the back of your head? Can you sense, can you be clear about that water has the memory of the divine? And gently lift up and unwind and release. Good. Come to the front of your mat. Good. Inhale, Utkatasana. And with an exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Looking for equanimity. Inhale, halfway up. Left foot back. Right foot back. Downward dog. Good. That's right, sense it. Be clear about it, about what we're doing. Staying alert. Yet we're steering the water element, sensing the water element. Inhale, come to plank. Good. Bring your knees to the ground. Bring your toes to touch. But separate your knees a little bit wider. And let's go to child's pose that way. Good. And rest your forearms in the ground. Good. And rest a moment just to sense what's going on right now. So we want to sense what's happening right now. What are the vital fluids right now? Do you feel, can you recognize right now any of those vital fluids? Sweat, yes, that's one. Fat, that's also. And we all need fat, because fat is where it's at. That's where the flavor is, in the fat. Delicious, if you're a carnivore. So sense it, be clear about it. Long, steady, deep inhales and exhales. Feel the coolness of the water. Feel how the water is stable, how the water can be heavy, how can the water be dull, how can the water be soft, smooth, gross, flexible. Yes, those are characteristics of water. But we're looking for the properties of water: cohesion, polarity, adhesion, so that we can move from beta to alpha. And gently move your hands alongside your knees. Press the ground. Lift up the torso. Good. And now move your knees together. Move the pelvis to one side of your mat, the heels to the opposite side, and now straighten your legs forward. Yeah. Now come and bring your heels to the front. Good. And now we're just going to work in trying to relax a little bit that area. With the help of your hands, I want you to lift up the inner knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. Good. Push your knees down to open up again the pelvis. Move your hands behind your hip joints, about a foot or a foot and a half. Shift the weight. Bring the pubic bone towards your heels. Steady. That's right. You're going to press the outer edges of your feet against each other. You're going to separate the base of the big toes. So if you press the outer edges of your feet and you separate base of the big toes out, is going to have an impact on your knees, which is going to have an impact in your groins. Now with an inhale, lift up your arms over your head. And with an exhale, flex forward and down. Relax your hands. And I want you to relax your head. That's right. Crawl with your fingers forward or push your knees away from each other. The right knee to the right side, the left knee to the left side, until you can rest your head down. And listen to the breath. Stay alert. Gather information about the inhales. Gather information about the exhales. Don't lose what you gain. Stay alert. Be here now. We're going from the unconscious to conscious to the subconscious, because that's where the autonomic part is. So we're going to the real you. Walk with your hands back. Lift up. Now move your hands behind your hip joints. Round your back. Start slowly to lean on your back. All the way back down. And now relax your arms alongside your body. And we stay in that pose for a little bit. So we can start to sense how can we recreate ourselves. How can we bring cohesion? And the cohesion of being coherent primarily is between your intention, clear intention, and elevated emotions. Emotions like bliss. Can you see right now what your intention is for today? Can you bring blissfulness into that thought? Can you bring freedom, love, joy, wholeness into that thought of your intention? Can you bring appreciation, gratitude into that intention? Relax your jaw. Feel the water element in your mouth. Can you feel right now how to move from that beta to alpha? How can we move from consciousness to subconsciousness? Can you feel your tongue? Yes. From action to consequence, consequence to contemplation, contemplation to realization, realization towards stillness. So can you be clear about it? No doubt about what you're doing right now, because you are right now creating a lunar sadhana. So you can create clarity in the polarities of your water, cohesion with your water, adhesion to your water, so that we can go to that electromagnetic field and you can manifest what you want in life. Relax completely, feel the water in your mouth, feel the water in your pelvis, feel how it feels, stay alert, gather information, relax completely, feel buoyancy, the buoyancy of your water as if you're floating. And now slowly, with the help of your hands, lift up the knees. Good, that's right. Now cross the right leg on top of the left thigh, hook the right foot behind the left calf, open up your arms shoulder level, release both feet in the ground, press your feet down, lift up the pelvis up, move the pelvis a little bit to the right side of the mat, and then allow both knees to fall to the left side. And then now look to the right side and look for that fluidity. Feel the fluidity of the body. Sense it. Good. And lift up. Good. Press your feet down, lift up the pelvis, centering, then cross. Now the left on top of the right. Hook the foot, press your feet down, lift up, move the pelvis to the left side, allow both knees to go to the right. You move the left shoulder to the left side, you feel the fluidity. You look for the fluidity in your mouth, in your pelvis. We're working with this lunar sadhana, sensing it, Being clear about it, feeling the prana, and gently lift up, press your feet down, move the pelvis to the center, unwind your feet, move the knees to your forehead to the knees, rock yourself back and forth, come up to a seated position, palms together in front of your heart,